Have you ever wondered if there is more to the story of fallen angels than traditional legends and myths tell us? What if there are hidden forces manipulating world events, using these mystical figures to achieve their own ends? Conspiracy theories have the power to challenge what we consider truth, revealing hidden layers of reality that few dare to explore. In this video, we will dive deep into these intriguing theories about fallen angels, uncovering secrets that may change your perception of the spiritual world and its influences on contemporary society. Fallen angels are figures that permeate various cultures and religions, representing beings who, for varied reasons, rebelled or were stripped of their celestial positions. From the biblical stories of Lucifer to modern interpretations in literature and cinema, fallen angels symbolize the duality between good and evil, light and darkness. But what happens when these figures are placed at the center of conspiracy theories? What are the reasons that lead certain groups to believe that fallen angels are involved in global manipulations, mass control, or even the implementation of hidden technologies? This video seeks to answer these questions by exploring the different branches of these theories and analyzing their origins and impacts. By watching this content, you will not only venture into a universe of mysteries and speculations, but also develop essential skills to distinguish facts from inventions. In an era where information is easily accessible but not always reliable, it is crucial to know how to evaluate the truthfulness of the stories presented to us. This video aims to stimulate critical thinking, offering tools so that you can independently analyze the conspiracy theories surrounding fallen angels. Additionally, we will unveil the symbolic and cultural layers that make these figures so fascinating and controversial, providing a broader understanding of the forces that shape our beliefs and perceptions. Prepare yourself for an investigative journey that combines history, mythology, and critical analysis. We will explore the roots of these theories, question their evidence, and discover what is really behind the narrative of the fallen angels. If you are an enthusiast of unresolved mysteries, fascinated by mythology, or simply curious about the forces that influence the world around us, this video is made for you. Don't miss the opportunity to expand your knowledge and challenge your own convictions. Stay with us until the end and discover the hidden truth that few know about fallen angels. To fully understand the conspiracy theories involving fallen angels, it is essential first to contextualize who these beings are and how their stories have developed over time. Fallen angels are figures that transcend cultural and religious boundaries, representing entities that, for various reasons, deviated from the celestial path, often symbolizing the struggle between good and evil, reason and temptation. Fallen angels have their deepest roots in Judeo-Christian traditions. In the Bible, specifically in the book of Isaiah and other passages of the Old Testament, angels who rebelled against God are mentioned. The most emblematic figure of these angels is Lucifer, whose name means light-bearer. According to tradition, Lucifer was a high-ranking angel who, driven by pride and a desire for power, challenged divine authority and was expelled from heaven, becoming Satan. This narrative served as a foundation for Christian doctrine on the origin of evil and the existence of spiritual forces opposed to divinity. Beyond the biblical tradition, other cultures and religions also have stories about celestial beings who fell or deviated from their original purpose. In Islamic mythology, for example, there are the Iblis, who refused to bow before Adam and were expelled from paradise. In apocryphal literature, such as the Book of Enoch, stories of angels taking human wives, generating giants, and being punished for their transgressions are detailed. These narratives, common across different cultures, suggest a universal concern with the idea of divine beings who abuse their power or rebel against the established order. Over the centuries, the perception of fallen angels has evolved, adapting to social, cultural, and religious changes. During the Middle Ages, the figure of the rebellious angel was often used as a metaphor for sin and temptation, reinforcing the Church's teachings on the need to follow divine precepts to avoid spiritual downfall. In this period, fallen angels were frequently depicted in art as powerful yet corrupted beings, symbolizing the duality between celestial purity and earthly corruption. With the advent of the Renaissance and the subsequent expansion of Enlightenment ideas, there was a more literary and philosophical approach to fallen angels. Writers like John Milton, in his work Paradise Lost, reimagined the story of Lucifer, giving him complex motivations and exploring themes of free will, ambition, and rebellion. These literary representations humanized fallen angels, making them characters with internal conflicts and moral dilemmas, reflecting a shift in how society viewed the relationship between power, morality, and individual freedom. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the concept of fallen angels has been widely incorporated into popular culture through movies, television series, comics, and games. These media often reinterpret classic stories, blending elements of fantasy, horror, and suspense to create contemporary narratives that resonate with modern audiences. This popularization not only maintained the relevance of fallen angels in the collective imagination, but also opened the door for new conspiracy theories to emerge, connecting these mythological beings to current events and phenomena. Fallen angels play a significant role as cultural and spiritual symbols. They represent the inherent duality of the human condition, the constant struggle between good and evil, and the capacity for choice and redemption. This duality is reflected in various forms of artistic and literary expression, where fallen angels are used to explore profound themes such as guilt, forgiveness, power, and corruption. Moreover, fallen angels serve as foundations for various esoteric beliefs and practices. In many occult traditions, these beings are seen as guardians of forbidden knowledge or as intermediaries between the material and spiritual worlds. This perception fuels the imagination of those seeking to understand the mysteries of the universe and the hidden forces that supposedly influence reality. In contemporary times, the symbolism of fallen angels also extends to the realm of conspiracy theories. They are often positioned as central pieces in narratives that suggest the existence of secret societies, spiritual control, and global manipulation. This association with the occult and the inexplicable contributes to the aura of mystery and fascination surrounding fallen angels, making them ideological protagonists in stories that challenge conventional understanding and provoke the search for hidden truths. In summary, contextualizing fallen angels reveals a rich tapestry of stories and symbolism that intertwine with human beliefs about the divine and the profane. This historical and cultural complexity not only enriches the understanding of who these beings are, but also lays the groundwork for the conspiracy theories that surround them, providing fertile ground for speculation and critical investigation. Conspiracy theories involving fallen angels are as varied as they are intriguing. They range from supernatural influence on world events to the direct manipulation of governments and institutions. In this chapter, we will explore the main theories surrounding fallen angels, analyzing their origins, key proponents, and the evidence that supports these beliefs. By understanding these theories, we can identify the common elements that make them persistent and explore what makes them so attractive to different audiences. One of the most widespread theories suggests that fallen angels exercise global control, manipulating governments, economies, and power institutions to establish a new world order. According to this theory, fallen angels possess supernatural knowledge and abilities that allow them to influence political and economic decisions undetected. The idea of hidden control by superior entities has deep roots in various cultures and mythologies. However, the direct association with fallen angels gained strength in the 20th century, especially with the increased interest in occultism and esotericism. Books and movies depicting secret societies and hidden powers contributed to the popularization of this theory. Several authors and conspiracy theorists, such as David Icke, have advocated the idea that supernatural beings are behind significant world events. These proponents often mix historical facts with unfounded speculations, creating complex narratives that attract followers, seeking explanations for inexplicable events. Supporters of this theory cite the existence of mysterious symbols in financial institutions, such as Uncle Sam or the all-seeing eye on the American dollar, interpreting them as marks of fallen angels. Additionally, They claim that natural disasters, economic crises, and global conflicts are orchestrated by these beings to advance their control agenda. Although the theory of global control by fallen angels is captivating, it lacks concrete and verifiable evidence. Many of the signs pointed out are universal symbols that can have multiple interpretations, and there is a lack of direct proof linking these symbols or events to fallen angels. The theory tends to rely on coincidences and the subjective interpretation of events, making it difficult to be objectively validated. Another aspect of conspiracy theories about fallen angels is the supposed direct influence on political decisions and world leadership. According to this theory, these beings use their superior intelligence and mystical powers to manipulate leaders and governments, shaping global policies in their favor. The belief in political manipulation by hidden entities is ancient, but the specific connection with fallen angels arose in contexts where religion and politics intertwine. Literally interpreted sacred texts and stories of demonic possession contributed to the idea that supernatural forces can influence leaders. Modern theorists, such as Jim Marrs and Michael Barkin, explore how religious and mystical symbols permeate global politics. They argue that the presence of esoteric elements in political discourse and public events is proof of the influence of fallen angels. Proponents cite the presence of angelic symbols in places of power, such as government sanctuaries and embassies. They claim that critical moments, such as political crises and controversial decisions, coincide with manifestations of hidden influences, suggesting an invisible hand guiding such events. The link between religious symbols and politics is not new, but interpreting them as proof of manipulation by fallen angels requires additional logical steps that are often not provided. Symbolism is common in art and architecture, reflecting culture and history, but not necessarily indicating a specific supernatural influence. The absence of tangible evidence and the reliance on vague correlations make this theory questionable from a factual standpoint. Secret societies, such as the Illuminati, Freemasonry, and Skull and Bones, are often targets of conspiracy theories that claim fallen angels are behind their operations. According to this perspective, these organizations use hidden knowledge and alliances with supernatural beings to maintain their global power and influence. The existence of secret societies has always generated fascination and suspicion. The fact that some of them possess rituals, complex symbols, and closed internal structures fueled people's imagination, leading to the creation of conspiratorial narratives that connect these societies to supernatural elements. Authors like conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and movements like QAnon have incorporated the idea that secret societies are aligned with fallen angels to manipulate global events. They often use historical and symbolic elements to build these narratives. The presence of symbols associated with fallen angels, such as wings or angelic figures in the meeting places of these societies, is often cited as evidence of a connection. Additionally, the reserved and discreet nature of these organizations is interpreted as an attempt to hide supernatural alliances. Most secret societies have clearly defined objectives, such as promoting fraternal values, charity, or professional networking. The interpretation of symbols is subjective, and there is often no evidence that these symbols are directly related to fallen angels. The interconnection of secret societies with supernatural beings is an extrapolation of the secretive nature of these organizations, but there is no concrete evidence to support such an association. Some conspiracy theories suggest that fallen angels possess or control advanced technologies that remain hidden from the general population. This includes everything from communication and transportation technologies to unimaginably destructive weapons. It is believed that these technologies give them a significant advantage in global manipulation and control. Proponents cite the presence of angelic symbols in places of power, such as government sanctuaries and embassies. They claim that critical moments, such as political crises and controversial decisions, coincide with manifestations of hidden influences, suggesting an invisible hand guiding such events. The link between religious symbols and politics is not new, but interpreting them as proof of manipulation by fallen angels requires additional logical steps that are often not provided. Symbolism is common in art and architecture, reflecting culture and history, but not necessarily indicating a specific supernatural influence. The absence of tangible evidence and the reliance on vague correlations make this theory questionable from a factual standpoint. Secret societies, such as the Illuminati, Freemasonry, and Skull and Bones, are often targets of conspiracy theories that claim fallen angels are behind their operations. According to this perspective, these organizations use hidden knowledge and alliances with supernatural beings to maintain their global power and influence. The existence of secret societies has always generated fascination and suspicion. The fact that some of them possess rituals, complex symbols, and closed internal structures fueled people's imagination, leading to the creation of conspiratorial narratives that connect these societies to supernatural elements. Authors like conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and movements like QAnon have incorporated the idea that secret societies are aligned with fallen angels to manipulate global events. They often use historical and symbolic elements to build these narratives. The presence of symbols associated with fallen angels, such as wings or angelic figures in the meeting places of these societies, is often cited as evidence of a connection. Additionally, the reserved and discreet nature of these organizations is interpreted as an attempt to hide supernatural alliances. Most secret societies have clearly defined objectives, such as promoting fraternal values, charity, or professional networking. The interpretation of symbols is subjective, and there is often no evidence that these symbols are directly related to fallen angels. The interconnection of secret societies with supernatural beings is an extrapolation of the secretive nature of these organizations, but there is no concrete evidence to support such an association. Some conspiracy theories suggest that fallen angels possess or control advanced technologies that remain hidden from the general population. This includes everything from communication and transportation technologies to unimaginably destructive weapons. It is believed that these technologies give them a significant advantage in global manipulation and control. The concentration of media outlets certainly raises concerns about diversity of opinions and impartiality. However, interpreting these practices as manipulation done by fallen angels is an extrapolation without factual basis. Corporate influence in the media is a legitimate topic of debate, but attributing this influence to supernatural beings is not supported by tangible evidence and seems more like an attempt to provide a mythical explanation for complex problems. After exploring the main conspiracy theories that link fallen angels to global events and institutions, it is essential to assess the credibility of these claims. In the next chapter, we will analyze the evidence presented by these theories, questioning their validity and identifying possible inconsistencies that may reveal the lack of foundation of these beliefs. Prepare for a critical analysis that will help discern between fact and fiction in the intriguing world of conspiracies involving fallen angels. This chapter provided an in-depth view of the main conspiracy theories related to fallen angels, highlighting how these narratives intertwine with historical, cultural, and symbolic elements. By understanding these theories, we enhance our ability to question and analyze information more critically, laying the groundwork for a more rigorous evaluation of the evidence in the next segment. After exploring the main conspiracy theories that associate fallen angels with global events and institutions, it is crucial to examine the evidence that supports these claims. In this section, we will analyze in detail the proofs presented by these theories, assess the credibility of the sources that defend them, and identify possible flaws and inconsistencies that question the veracity of these claims. This critical examination will help us discern between facts and speculations, strengthening our ability to evaluate the reliability of the information presented to us. Conspiracy theories often rely on a variety of evidence to support their claims about the control and influence of fallen angels. These proofs can be categorized into different types, ranging from hidden symbols in institutions to eyewitness accounts and supposedly revealing documents. One of the most common pieces of evidence cited by conspiracy theorists are the hidden symbols found in places of power, such as the Great Seal of the United States, which appears on the American dollar. Elements like the all-seeing eye, pyramids, and other angelic figures are interpreted as marks left by fallen angels to indicate their control over crucial aspects of society, such as the economy and politics. These symbols are often associated with esoteric concepts and occupy a central place in theories linking fallen angels to secret societies and the New World Order. Another category of evidence involves secret documents and supposed revelations that claim to prove the existence and influence of fallen angels. These documents can range from ancient texts reinterpreted in a modern way to alleged transcripts of secret meetings of influential groups. These materials are often presented as irrefutable proof of the presence and actions of these supernatural beings in global power spheres. However, the authenticity and origin of these documents are often questioned, as many lack independent verification and can be easily forged or misinterpreted. Conspiracy theorists also frequently cite testimonies and eyewitness accounts claiming to have seen or interacted with fallen angels. These testimonials are used to reinforce the credibility of the theories, providing a personal and direct perspective on the existence and influence of these beings. However, the subjective nature of these accounts makes them vulnerable to misinterpretations, faulty memories, and even possible fraud. Without the validation of objective evidence, these testimonies remain anecdotal and insufficient to support broad claims about global control by fallen angels. Another common tactic is creating arbitrary connections between seemingly unrelated events to suggest the intervention of fallen angels. For example, a theory may connect a specific economic crisis to a hidden symbol found in a government document, implying that these events are orchestrated by supernatural forces. These coincidental correlations are used to create a coherent narrative that, despite lacking a proven causal link, appears logical at first glance to those seeking simplistic explanations for complex events. Analyzing the evidence presented in conspiracy theories also requires a careful evaluation of the credibility of the sources that support them. Often, these theories are promoted by individuals or groups with specific agendas, who may have interests in perpetuating certain narratives to gain followers, influence, or even financial benefits. Frequently, the information provided by conspiracy theories lacks verifiable sources and authenticity. Supposedly, secret documents can be fabricated or manipulated, while testimonies or eyewitness accounts may be distorted or based on subjective perceptions. Without the possibility of confirming the truthfulness of these sources through independent research and factual checks, the evidence presented remains dubious and unreliable. Moreover, proponents of these theories may have specific biases and motivations that influence how they interpret and present evidence. Some may seek notoriety or financial gain through selling books, courses, or conferences that promote their theories. Others may hold personal or ideological convictions that lead them to interpret events conspiratorially, even in the absence of solid proof. This bias can compromise the objectivity in analyzing evidence, becoming a factor to consider when evaluating the credibility of the claims made. Unlike scientific or academic theories, which undergo rigorous peer review processes and empirical verification, conspiracy theories rarely receive objective validation. The absence of independent review and the lack of support from recognized institutions undermine the credibility of the evidence presented. Without proper validation, the claims remain speculative and cannot be considered established facts. When examining the evidence presented by conspiracy theories about fallen angels, it is inevitable to identify several flaws and inconsistencies that question the validity of these claims. These flaws can be categorized into logical gaps, lack of concrete evidence, and internal inconsistencies within the theories themselves. Many conspiracy theories lack a solid logic that connects the presented evidence to the conclusions drawn. Often, there is an over-reliance on assumptions and generalizations without robust factual support. For example, the presence of religious symbols in government buildings can be interpreted as proof of fallen angels' influence when, in reality, these symbols merely reflect cultural and historical heritage, or are used for aesthetic and traditional reasons. Another significant flaw is the absence of concrete and verifiable proof that corroborates the claims made. Many of the supposed evidences are of a subjective nature or derived from unreliable sources, making objective validation of these claims difficult. Without tangible and verifiable evidence, the theories remain in the realm of speculation, unable to convincingly prove fallen angels' participation in world events. The conspiracy theories themselves often contain internal inconsistencies and contradictions that undermine their credibility. Different versions of the theory may present variations in the details, objectives, and methods of fallen angels without a clear explanation for these discrepancies. Additionally, some theories may contradict well-established historical facts or present erroneous interpretations of known events, creating a confusing and disorganized scenario that complicates understanding and acceptance of the claims made. The vast majority of conspiracy theories involving fallen angels rely on mythical and supernatural explanations, which already call their scientific and factual validity into question. The absence of natural or scientific mechanisms that explain the influence of these beings contributes to the fragility of the theories, as they rely solely on unproven elements and traditional beliefs that cannot be substantiated through empirical methods. Many conspiracy theories depend on the continuous repetition of the same claims without presenting new evidence or adapting to new available information. This lack of evolution in the theories prevents them from becoming more robust and resilient to criticism and detailed investigations. The mere repetition of the same assumptions, without deepening or revising them, reinforces the appearance of superficial credibility but does not contribute to the actual substance of the claims made. After examining the evidence presented by conspiracy theories about fallen angels and assessing their credibility, it is essential to move on to a more detailed analysis of the flaws and inconsistencies that undermine these claims. In the next chapter, we will debunk common myths and present verified facts that challenge conspiratorial narratives, helping you distinguish between reality and speculation in the complex universe of theories involving fallen angels. This chapter provided a critical analysis of the evidence crafted by conspiracy theories about fallen angels, highlighting the questionable nature of these proofs, the lack of credibility of the sources, and the various flaws and inconsistencies that weaken these claims. Understanding these deficiencies is essential to develop critical thinking and evaluate the truthfulness of the information presented to us, laying the groundwork to debunk myths and reveal truths in the next segment. Conspiracy theories have gained significant prominence in recent decades, fueled by technological advancements, especially the internet and social media. These theories challenge official explanations and often imply that important events are orchestrated by hidden groups with malicious intentions. The impact of conspiracy theories is multifaceted, affecting social, political, economic, and public health aspects. One of the most notable consequences of conspiracy theories is the decrease in trust in governmental, scientific, and media institutions. When individuals believe that there is a conspiracy behind significant events, they tend to disregard information from official sources. This can lead to the devaluation of institutions that are fundamental for maintaining social order and democracy. Widespread distrust can weaken the state's ability to implement effective policies and obtain population cooperation on crucial issues. Conspiracy theories often exacerbate social polarization, creating divisions between different groups in society. People who believe in certain conspiracies may distance themselves from other segments of the population that do not share the same beliefs, leading to an environment of hostility and lack of dialogue. This polarization can make it difficult to resolve conflicts and build the necessary consensus to face collective challenges such as health crises or climate change. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, conspiracy theories about the virus's origin, vaccine efficacy, and government's intentions had detrimental effects on public health. The spread of false or misleading information led to vaccine hesitancy, increased virus transmission, and hindered pandemic control efforts. Health-related misinformation not only compromises the effectiveness of medical interventions, but also endangers people's lives. Conspiracy theories can significantly influence political behavior, leading to actions such as protests, population movements, and, in extreme cases, violence. Groups that believe in conspiracies may seek radical changes in power structures, often supporting candidates or movements that promote their conspiratorial beliefs. This can destabilize democratic processes and undermine the legitimacy of elected governments. The spread of conspiracy theories can also have negative economic effects. Companies targeted by conspiracy theories may suffer reputational damage, resulting in loss of customers and revenue declines. Additionally, the attention economy, fueled by social media, can facilitate the rapid propagation of misinformation, diverting resources and investments to schemes based on unfounded theories, to the detriment of legitimate and productive initiatives. Conspiracy theories highlight the importance of education and media literacy. Many of these theories thrive in environments where there is limited understanding of information sources, scientific processes, and institutional functioning mechanisms. Promoting critical education and the ability to assess the truthfulness of information is essential to mitigate the influence of conspiracies. However, this requires continuous and comprehensive efforts from educational systems and media platforms themselves. Governments and malicious entities can exploit conspiracy theories as propaganda tools to achieve specific goals, whether to destabilize adversary societies or to consolidate power internally. Manipulating public perception through deliberate conspiracies can be an effective strategy to divert attention from real problems, sowing confusion and uncertainty among the population. Belief in conspiracy theories can have adverse psychological effects on individuals. It can generate anxiety, fear, and a sense of helplessness in the face of events beyond one's control. Moreover, identification with conspiratorial groups can lead to social isolation and alienation, harming individuals' mental health and emotional well-being. Conspiracy theories can pose legal and public safety challenges. Movements based on conspiracies may resort to illegal acts to achieve their objectives, including vandalism, violence, and even terrorism. Additionally, combating misinformation requires the implementation of effective policies that respect freedom of expression, balancing the need to prevent harm with the preservation of individual rights. To mitigate the negative impacts of conspiracy theories, it is essential to adopt structured and multidisciplinary approaches. This includes strengthening education and media literacy, promoting institutional transparency, regulating social media platforms to combat misinformation, and encouraging critical thinking. Furthermore, it is crucial to build effective communication that addresses the population's legitimate concerns, preventing the information vacuum from being filled by unproven theories. Conspiracy theories represent a complex and multifaceted challenge for contemporary society. Their impact transcends social, political, and economic barriers, influencing everything from trust in institutions to public health and economic stability. Combating the proliferation of these theories requires a joint effort involving education, institutional transparency, social media regulation, and the promotion of critical thinking. Only through a comprehensive approach will it be possible to reduce the harmful effects of conspiracy theories and strengthen the foundations of a democratic and informed society. As we reach the end of this exploration into conspiracy theories involving fallen angels, it becomes clear that these narratives exert a profound and multifaceted influence on our society. We unveiled how ancient myths are reinterpreted and used to explain complex phenomena, fueling curiosity and, at times, distrust in institutions. Through critical analysis, we identified the gaps and inconsistencies that permeate these theories, highlighting the importance of questioning and verifying information before accepting it as true. Understanding the cultural and symbolic roots of fallen angels provides us with a broader perspective on how mythological elements are incorporated into contemporary beliefs. Additionally, we recognize the impact of conspiracy theories on social polarization, public health, and economic stability, emphasizing the urgent need to promote critical thinking and media literacy. This video not only revealed the hidden secrets behind the theories of fallen angels, but also equipped you with tools to discern facts from speculations, strengthening your ability to navigate a world full of conflicting information. If you found this analysis of conspiracy theories about fallen angels intriguing and revealing, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content that challenges your perceptions and stimulates your critical thinking. Leave your like on this video to help us reach more people interested in uncovering mysteries and questioning the status quo. Share your opinions in the comments. Do you believe in these theories, or do you have others you would like to see explored? Your participation is essential to building an engaged and informed community. Additionally, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, where we will continue to investigate fascinating and controversial topics. If you know someone who would love this content, tag them in the comments or share it directly on your social networks. Together, we can create a space where the truth is sought in a critical and informed manner, debunking myths and clarifying hidden truths. Thank you for watching and for being part of this investigative journey. See you in the next video.